What is the history of antique garden gnomes? Have you ever wondered where those charming little garden gnomes come from? The history of antique garden gnomes is quite fascinating and takes us on a journey through time, art, and culture. These delightful figures are more than just whimsical decorations. They have roots that stretch back to ancient traditions. The story begins in ancient Roman gardens, where small statues were placed to representing deities like Priapus. This god was associated with fertility and gardening, and these statues were believed to protect gardens from evil spirits while ensuring bountiful harvests. This practice shows how people have long combined decoration with meaning in their outdoor spaces. As we move forward in time, we find the connection to Northern European folklore, especially in Germanic and Scandinavian cultures. In these traditions, dwarves were small, humanoid creatures linked to the earth and underground. Over time, these mythical beings transformed into the gnomes we recognize today, known for their playful nature and role as guardians of the earth. The garden gnome as we know it took shape in the 19th century in Germany. Around the year 1841, craftsmen like Alfred Beer and Johann Mersch began creating ceramic figures inspired by these folklore dwarves. Initially called Zwergenfiguren, or dwarf figures, they evolved into what we now call garden gnomes. German sculptor Philipp Griebel played a significant role in popularizing these figures, mass-producing them in clay during the late 1800s. These early garden gnomes were often depicted engaged in gardening tasks, bringing charm and whimsy to outdoor spaces. The gnomes made their way to Britain in 1874 when Sir Charles Isham imported around 20 ceramic gnomes from Germany. At first, they were used as table decorations but soon found their place in gardens, marking the beginning of the British garden gnome tradition. Antique garden gnomes are typically made of terracotta or ceramic and are often hand-painted. Collectors highly seek early examples due to their craftsmanship and rarity. These gnomes usually depict bearded males, sometimes wearing pointed hats, and are often engaged in activities like gardening or fishing. The most sought-after pieces are those from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, especially those made by well-known German manufacturers. For collectors, antique garden gnomes representing more than just garden ornaments, they are pieces of social and artistic history. Authentic antique gnomes are valued based on their age, condition, maker's marks, and provenance. While restoration of damaged pieces is common, original, unrestored gnomes can command higher prices. The market for these collectibles includes auctions, antique dealers, and specialized fairs. When collecting antique garden gnomes, it is essential to verify authenticity. Look for signs of age, such as crazing or wear consistent with outdoor exposure. Provenance, or documented history of ownership, can significantly increase a gnome's value. Proper storage and display are crucial to protect these pieces from harsh weather, ensuring their condition is preserved. Over time, garden gnomes have evolved from protective charms to icons in popular culture. While some view them as kitsch, collectors appreciate antique garden gnomes for their artistry and historical connection to garden traditions. These charming figures continue to bring joy and a sense of whimsy to gardens and collections alike.